Hello ladies and gentlemen, in today's video I wanted to quickly describe a simple schema for the CICD runs based on Playwright and TypeScript, and I'm gonna be using like GitHub Actions for that and also Slack. So let me give you a quick overview of what's gonna actually happen. Right, so you got your CICD logic stored in a YAML file within your test repo, of course, which is a set of instructions which you can trigger manually. In our case, it's gonna be a manual trigger. It is also called on demand. I'm gonna trigger that from the GitHub Actions. And then it's gonna launch like parallel jobs with a matrix strategy based on the amount of the test suites set in that matrix, right? In our case, it's gonna be 3 of those. So there's gonna be like job 1 for the test suite 1, job 2 for the test suite 2, and so on and so forth. You can run like UAT as a job 1, like regression as job 2, or some API test or unit test as job whatever. So I think you get the point. The next thing, each of these jobs is gonna have their own separate HTML reporter with a dynamic directory name, like based on the test suite name. I'm gonna show you that in a minute. But what's going to happen after the tests are run, no matter the result of the job, whether it passed or failed or canceled, the Slack webhook is going to be triggered, and the Slack message, of course, the corresponding Slack message is going to be posted to the channel. Either it's for a failed test run, or for a passed one, or for the canceled one. And in these messages, you're gonna have like a couple of links, link to the console logs of the job and to the HTML reporter. So, and of course, in case of the failed test or like the failed job, the user is gonna be mentioned. The Slack user is gonna be mentioned. This is completely like adjustable and customizable. So this is just for the demo purposes. Now let me actually show you the contents, like right behind the scenes, so to speak. So we got this YAML file, which is called like test prod, which includes like the test suites just for the production environment. Since this is the demonstration, right? If we had like multiple environments, so we could be able to adjust this thing, like that we don't have to, copy paste the YAMLs. But since we got the prod env only, for this demo purpose, it's gonna be prod env. Yeah, so we got our like launch criteria, launch triggers set right here, and this is like the on-demand, the workflow dispatch. We can also like add cron if we need to, but just for the purposes of this demo, we're gonna focus on the manual run. We got our like option, environment options here, which is only broad right here, and we got like we can run separate test suites or we can run them like simultaneously. Then we got the sorry for this tooltip. I think this is some kind of system glitch, which is it is not disappearing. So yeah, bear with me on that one. Okay, so we got the environment variables right here, which correspond to the project names, like all, chat end-to-end, soft-serve bullies, and another one like book retreats end-to-end. And we got them all right here. Then we got the Slack data. We got the CI pipeline URL, which is used for logging the link to the job console logs in the Slack message. And we got a couple more things right here, such as time zone and the node version, right? So the next we got like probably the most important part here, which is the jobs of the actual YAML file. The first one being the end-to-end test itself, right? So here we set the matrix strategy, and we got these suites within the matrix, right, as an array. And then we also got the report URL, which is the Playwright's HTML report, which is gonna be hosted in GitHub via GitHub Pages. We check out the repo, we install dependencies, we write the .env file from our GitHub Actions secrets, and we run the actual end-to-end tests. This right here kind of like splits this job into 3 based on the values within this array, which correspond to the to the variables within our env section. So we run the tests, right? We're taking like from the env section, we're taking the metrics and the suite from that matrix, right? Which corresponds to these. And it takes the first suite, which actually corresponds to these. So it takes the command from the variables within the GitHub and just substitutes it and runs the tests, runs this specific test suite. Yeah, so here what I was talking about. So we got our variables within the repo GitHub Actions variables section. And here we got our commands like all test prod, like book retreats, chat. and other stuff, right? So, and subserve test desk here as well. So that's how it's gonna be. And of course, after that stuff has completed, right? We're gonna clean the previous report folder if there is one. Well, there shouldn't be, I guess, but just in case, you know, for the like life cycle purposes. Right, so we're going to remove the matrix suite folder. I mean, like the matrix suite, which corresponds to the test suite. And then we're going to create the same folder with the same name and copy the contents of the HTML report, which is like stored within the default location, which is the HTML report folder. Yeah, and we're gonna like copy that to the folder with the matrix suite, like with the test suite name. And then we're gonna deploy that to the GitHub pages. And we're setting like the publish dir to have the name or to be called as the same way the test suite is called. So there's gonna be like 3 separate HTML reports in our case. And then we notify the Slack based on the results of the previous job. So if it succeeded, we send the success message. If it failed, we send the fail message. If either we or someone else canceled that shit, we're gonna send the cancellation message to the Slack. I've also described this logic in the README file in this section, like viewing reports in CI. So here are our distinct report URLs. Now let's actually run this thing, shall we? So we gotta click like run workflow. Select all from here and select run workflow and just wait for a little bit of time. For example, let's open this one. Here I got my Slack. Let's just wait until the messages appear right here so we can actually check that it's like working properly. Okay, we got our first successful test suite, which is completed like with the success status. Still waiting on the remaining 2. Okay, so here we got our failed test suite, and I guess the third one should also fail, because I've designed it that way. Yeah, just for the demo purposes, as always. Okay, so we got our last suite message right here. In case of successful message, I think that it's pretty obvious. We can either go out here and check the logs. So this is the successful one. Or we can go to the HTML report section. I mean, like to the HTML report URL. In my Playwright config, I only take screenshots and record videos if the test fails. So we don't have that in here. So this is pretty like neat and clean. However, here, for example, if we take the next suite and click on report, we're gonna have the actual attachments right here because the test failed, and we see like where it failed. And we also got our screenshot at the step where it failed, right? To see the front end page state. And we also got our trace, which is working correctly. And we also got our video. Yep, so all the evidence is here, which is like super useful for us to debug like in the real on the real project, right? So I guess that's pretty much it, and that's all I wanted to show you today. Yeah, so feel free to use this as a template on your project. Have fun with it. Don't overcomplicate things. If you don't have any other option, of course you would, but please do not overcomplicate. If the simplest solution works, just let it work. Have fun. Alex, over and out.